with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
I don't care how good you are. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much you work on yourself. There's some times when things aren't going to go right. They just are not going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. Murphy's Law will be knocking at your door. Why? I don't know why. That's called life.
There can never be anything good unless there's some bad along the way. There has to be a challenge. There has to be some setbacks. You cannot think in your mind that that's all you're good for is the good things.
I used to hear you always talk about, why me? Why me? Why not you? Maybe your shoulders are broad enough to carry this weight.
Yo, despite this happening, I owe it to myself to still be the person that I dreamed of being, and this setback will only be a setup for a comeback.
I have a chip on my shoulder. I'm an underdog. I wasn't born in this awesome country. Everybody here had a quicker head start than I did, you know what I mean? And so that's who I am. So my hard wiring, my ethos, who I am is adversity, is underdog.
And so every night I would lie in bed and I would say to myself, all right, that's it, Mel. Tomorrow, it's the new you.
You have this innate ability, this instinct on the inside, that you can come back from anything.
Your reality of me says I'm not enough. Your reality of me says I can't do this. Your reality of me says you won't finish today. My reality says all I have is all I need. I'm not living in my setback any longer. I'm moving forward.
Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. And you got to be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
You want your stuff? It's necessary you take responsibility for it. That you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally.
The amount of people who are watching this right now that are sad that they didn't go for it and didn't make the move and didn't try, that regret is a hell of a lot longer and more painful and more drawn out than the instant rejection of going for it.
But you know, deep down inside, you want to be in the arena, in the fight, in the war, in the battle, with everybody else watching you in it, competing, fighting, throwing stuff at you, booing you. Go for it. You can do it. You suck. You're terrible. You're the worst I've ever seen. But you're in the arena. At least you have the guts to roll up your sleeves and go out there and fight. That's the juice of life. And when you do make a comeback, you know, when you make a comeback, what do you think your kids are going to talk about for the rest of their lives?
All right, if I look at the odds and I look at what it's supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be in this chair. I'm not supposed to have the level of thinking that I have at this point in time in my career with this success. I'm supposed to be comfortable. I'm supposed to be like a daisical. I'm supposed to be the asshole. Statistics show I'm supposed to be on drugs. I'm supposed to be a train wreck right now. I'm supposed to be on my downside.
What keeps you grounded?
The fact that I'm the complete opposite of what I'm quote unquote supposed to be. The fact that you hear people say 5 minutes of fame and 6 minutes of fame, and it's much more bigger than that.
Do it again. Do it again. It hurt, but it's helping me, and it's building a bridge to the future and the destiny that I've been called to fulfill. Every time you go back, you're building muscle, you're building mentality, you're building endurance, you're establishing faith. It takes faith to get out of this, to crawl yourself out of a messy history and leave a legacy.
And so for me, I want to be proud of myself. I want to be proud of the things I say and following through on those things and being integral with myself.
You don't have to come back and do what you did before and do it exponentially better. You have to come back better as a person and really value that process. Like, that's a comeback.
But I'll say it again, I would rather you confront, fight, and fail than for you just to settle for the comfort of remaining the same.
How can I become more than what's happened to me? How can I become more than this circumstance that I hate? But how can I not let that hate towards a circumstance I can't control me?
There's a part of you that never says die. There's a part of you that refuses to quit. There's a part of you that has long suffering. There's a part of you that when you get down for the count, they can count up to 8, they can count to 9, but 10, you are back on your feet. There's a part of you that no matter what comes your way, you just got to bounce back up. You can't stay down. No matter what is thrown your way, you got something called comeback.
We make decisions with feelings. 95% of our decisions are made by how you feel in the moment. And that is the problem. You need to take control of the moment and leverage the power of your decisions and make them up here. Because when I was lying in bed, I wasn't saying to myself, I should get up because that's going to help me start my day right. I was saying, do I feel like getting up?
No, you don't.
No. Do you feel like making that cold call? No, you don't. Do you feel like doing that third set of reps? No, you don't. Do you feel like having that hard conversation? No, you don't. We make decisions based on our feelings, and that is robbing you of joy and opportunity. And it is blinding you from the fact that how you change your life is one 5-second decision at a time, one push at a time. And if you accept the fact that you may never feel ready, and you may never feel motivated, and you may never feel confident, you may never feel courageous, and that's okay, but you can still push yourself forward. What happens over time is, as you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action, that you start to see yourself becoming the kind of person that speaks even though your voice is shaking. You're the kind of person that has a bias toward moving instead of a bias toward thinking. Guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage.
The fact that at any point in time that rug can be pulled out from under you and that world can no longer exist. It's false. Hollywood is false. It's not real. It's make-believe. That's not real. The day that you believe it and think it's real is the day you lose. It's not real. That's why I work as hard as I do. I'm going to get it all right now. So if you ever do decide to pull it from under me, there's so many other things that can't be pulled because I've set it up when I had the opportunity to.
Yourself, yeah.
I don't know what your dream is. I don't see your vision, but if you write it down and you put the work in and you beat on your craft and you give it everything you have and you give yourself to your work, at some point, everything's going to begin to shift and change because you refuse to quit. This isn't just a conversation about trying again. This is a conversation about winning again.
Change is tough, but change is possible for some of you. The world's not going to become easier all of a sudden. No, as you mature, you're going to have more responsibilities, more things that people expect out of you. But the truth is, you can do hard things. The truth is, as long as there's breath in your lungs, there's hope in your heart.
And here's something you've got to resolve. Say this to yourself every day. See, as long as you're breathing, you got a shot at your dream. That's the way I resolve. Say this, please. It's not over till I win. Got that right.
Now, it's also a very complicated question. If you ask someone, what do you want? You'll probably freeze her into immobility, because it's really like asking, how do you want all of your life to go? Please summarize. So you could ask yourself, well, if you could have the education you wanted, what would that look like? If you had the job or career track that would motivate you, just hypothetically, what might that look like? Sketch out a bad plan. What might you like to do with your time that you would really like to do? And the thing about these questions is that they're real questions. You know, there's this gospel statement that if you knock, the door will open, and that if you ask, you will receive, and if you search, you'll find. If you seek, you'll find. Nothing that you want will manifest itself unless you aim for it.
When the time comes and we're on our deathbed, you're gonna remember these moments where nobody thought you could do it. Logic told you don't do it. Emotion told you, man, you do not want to live with regrets. Go make it happen. And you did. That's when we leave this planet at peace, because we know we fought. There's no value for that. You can't buy that at Walmart. It's not for sale. They sell it through hard work and dedication without anybody seeing you and cheering you on sometimes. That's when this happens.